Good morning guys and welcome back to Damo Drives, bringing real reviews to real people and answering some of those questions other channels might not talk about. Now we all know how good RS cars are from Renault. Well, used to be. They don't make any performance cars anymore, it's all gone to Alpine. I've owned one of them, a Clio 170, it was brilliant. The next level from that is really got to be the Renault Megane. Now I've driven a 280 Cup a few years ago and I absolutely loved it. Now this car is the next level up from that. It's a trophy. It's not standard either. So we're going to have a look around it. We're going to take it out on the road because it looks cool. It sounds cool. Well, it is cool. So I've got the owner here. Do you want to come in and we're going to have a look around the car because there's far too much that's been done to it.
Yep.
And you can tell us. So I suppose, should we start with the look of the car? Why? What have you done to it and why, I suppose?
So out of the box, they're quite leery looking. They come with big stripes down the side, these trophy flags here and the trophy decal on the front aero blade there. But it's all silver, so I had all that stripped and basically replaced it with white, just to keep it with the theme of white and red. I just think that I'd embrace the race look a bit just because it's a track car at the end of the day.
It's a cool looking car. I mean, these, you were saying, these badges, these are all standard, aren't they? These come with the car.
So these aren't, just these flags here.
Ah, just
these were all, yeah, these were all put on.
Yeah.
And that trophy one at the back there I put on myself as well.
Yeah. And obviously let's not forget your Instagram handle at the top there. That's really important. But it does look cool. I just love it. Rather than just being black, it just makes it a bit more interesting. It just makes it pop. And it just looks cool. So suspension, this originally came with Olin dampers, didn't it, as standard? Yep. You've changed those over to, what have you changed them to and why, I suppose?
So yeah, had Olin road and track dampers on, but they sat really high. As good as they were at handling, given that they were stock on the car and designed for the car, they weren't low enough for me. I really wanted to lower the centre of gravity as well as the aesthetic. I just felt like it was the right thing to do to put some coilovers on.
It does look the absolute business. So they got Brembos. Are these standard brakes on here?
They are, yeah, standard 4 pots on the front. The discs, they are aftermarket Godspeed discs. I have put braided lines on and it has got .4 racing fluid in as well. So it stops pretty well, as good as it needs to.
Yeah, no, I understand. The wheels as well, because they're changed, aren't they? What did that come with originally?
So I kept 19s. The trophy comes with an 18 and a 19 option. This did have the 19-inch speed lines, which are a great wheel, but they're quite heavy. So I swapped them out for some flow-formed 19s. I just quite like how aggressive they look, and also less unsprung mass. Just means better stopping power, better turning, better acceleration. So
that's
yeah,
what it's about, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's a light car anyway. What, about 1,300 kilos, and now you're stripping out a bit more of that unsprung mass, which means better turning, better handling, and just adds to that.
Yeah, they're about just under 14 from standard. The Trophy R is just under 13.
Yeah.
This one, as it sits, is probably about 1360, 1365 maybe. Because it comes with the Akrapovic exhaust from standard, that shaves a few kilograms off of the standard Cup model as well, because it's titanium.
Which is cool. Saying you got a titanium exhaust as well is awesome thing.
Full titanium system, and it sounds pretty nice as well once it's hot.
That's the important. So you've got the K-Tech Racing. Did you say this is slightly different? You've had it cut down, haven't you? This.
Yeah, so that's a custom sunstrip from K-Tech. They usually sit a bit below the rain sensor because of my height. I asked if they could trim one back and also make it Brembo red to match the calipers. Usually they have them orange, which is the K-Tech standard colour. But yeah, had that made because K-Tech actually tuned the car and did a lot of the work on the car. So they fitted the 3-inch sport cat, so I've got a high flow sports cat and a 3-inch link pipe that fits with the Akrapovic, so it's a 3-inch system all the way through now.
Should we have a look under the bonnet? We've mentioned some things there, so if you want to undo the bonnet, and then we'll have a look in there. So here we go, the thing of beauty. Do you want to talk us around what's under here?
Yeah, sure. So we've got a K-Tech short ram induction kit. So there's not a lot of space between where the air comes in and where it gets fed into the engine, which sounds quite nice as well. It's quite punchy. Got a Forge atmospheric dump valve, full silicone hoses on both of those, as well as a K-Tech boost hose. We've got a bit of a cutout here on this engine cover.
This is quite special. It's like,
yeah.
I thought it had to be hydro dipped or something like a stickery type thing.
Yeah, a lot of people.
What
think
actually
that.
is that?
So it's actually paint. There's 2 layers of paint and 2 layers of lacquer on there. So the process is that you would lay down a candy red, you crystal mask lacquer, which creates all these shards. Then you lay down the black, which creates the depth.
Yeah.
And then once you've skimmed that back and you re-lacquer it, that's the result.
It does look the business. That I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's quite unusual.
Really good. So in terms of performance parts under here, to give it, in fact, it's got what, 313 brake? Is it 313?
313, yeah.
What's caused that?
So predominantly, it would be down to the intake, and we've got the high flow sports cat and link pipe, which just allows the engine to breathe a lot better. And you've also got a Wagner competition tube and fin intercooler in there.
Yeah, there we go. You can see it in there.
It's got the K-Tech logo on. K-Tech do actually make their own brand, but I just asked them if they could stencil on to the Wagner one for me, just so it stands out a bit. But that is mainly where a lot of the power comes from. Obviously, it's got the Aquapovic system as well. Yeah, and the remap. So we've got dyno down at K-Tech, and they essentially will feed all of the air fuel ratios, the ignition timing, etc., up to the guys in Leeds at RS Tuning, who are really at the forefront of being a Renault specialist when it comes to mapping, and they're very reputable in the UK. So they essentially hook the car up with all the power that it's got now.
So let's have a look around the back. We've talked about some of the things done there, but if you want to point out some of the parts that you've had done on this.
Yeah, so mainly it would just be the light tints here and down the bottom there, and the badge. They've all been colour coded in, so they've all been metal flaked to match the actual paintwork of the car. We did re-gloss the carbon fibre exhaust tip as well. It's actually a legit Aquapovic tip, not just one from Wish, like a lot of people have. But it's been debadged, so just to give it a bit of a cleaner look. Had some plates cut from Delta plates and custom number plate, and just a couple of
stickers. Right? So you've got a B Road Hunting club stag at the top. That's the important thing.
Yeah, this Renault Sport one was quite tricky to get on.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it does actually shine through at night as well, which is quite cool.
That looks a nightmare to fit that one.
It was, but yeah, makes it all a bit more stealthy, a bit more blacked out.
Oh, so let's have a quick look around in here. Oh, these bucket seats.
They're comfortable.
They are very nice.
Considering how huggy they are, they're quite good balance.
Yeah, they're not too extreme, are they? They're just about going to hold you in, and you're not going to, well, nicely hold you in.
Yeah.
But you're not going to injure yourself. As I was saying to you before with that Audi S3, I had bruised hips in the bucket seat. So let's have a quick look around in here, and then we'll definitely go for a drive. I think you were saying about this screen here, the actual infotainment system type thing. So foot on the clutch. So
this is the RS monitor.
Turn that down.
So once you go into the RS monitor, it gives you a pretty cool graphic.
Fancy.
And then you can cycle through the coolant temps and oil temps and so on, just so you know when you can come on boost.
Yeah, you want to make sure your car's nice and warmed up and there's no issues going on, and
exactly.
a load of things. So what have we got here? So this is when you're Okay, so distance since you changed tyres and shocks and pads.
Yep, just keeps a digital record of when you've changed everything. You obviously need to manually reset it when you replace something, but just allows you to keep tabs. Usually you can tell by looking at things and the feel of things, but yeah, it's just quite useful to know.
We've had a look around the outside of this rather gorgeous looking Megane Trophy. I've got Dean, the owner, over to my left, so you may hear his voice coming in to correct me on many facts, but this really is about the driving experience of this car. I said before, I've driven the Megane 280 Cup, which was pretty epic, but this is the next level. The Trophy is, it's not as hardcore as the R model. It is based fundamentally, isn't it, on the same sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly the same.
But this has got more power. We're putting out, what, 313 brake, yeah, which is quite a lot for a front-wheel drive car.
Yeah, it's all you need really. It's kind of roads.
How much torque have we got?
So it's 365 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, so we're
about 2.5k roughly.
Yeah, so we're up by about 100.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Over stock, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Luckily, limited slip diff, but it's not a standard type. Do you want to explain a bit more about the diff on this?
Yeah, so it's a mechanical helical diff, which people would probably be more familiar with the one from the Ford RS's, the Quaife diff, and it's got a dual axis hub on the front, which is the same as the Revo hub or the Revo knuckle on the Ford RS's.
Yeah.
Even though those are more well known, Renault actually did it about 4 years before.
Cheeky Ford. They came along and go, yeah, Renault, you know what you're doing.
Exactly,
I think we'll have some of that.
So they kind of copied it because it's just a really effective way of eliminating torque steer.
Yeah, I can. It doesn't seem to suffer that much. So we've got different. We've got an RS button, which is down by my right knee. We'll press that in a minute, because at the moment it's putting out 250 brake. It's quite civilised and pottering along. I mean, 250 brake, pottering, what am I saying? But we can press that and we'll get the full beans mode, which we'll do in a minute. So suspensions wise as well, we used to have Olin dampers on here, and Dean, you said you prefer the look of the, what have we got on here?
So it's BR racing coilovers, which you can just drop them a little bit lower the centre of gravity and the ride height, because out of the box these sit very high, so even on the Olins they're very high. They're great. The Olins team obviously know what they're doing, and the road and track dampers are developed on the Nürburgring, so essentially they know what's what, but yeah, I just prefer having coilovers. I think just look a bit better, and they do still handle extremely well. So
this is a very bumpy road, and it's absolutely fine. I've not noticed it's not crashy. It's handling it well, which is exactly what you want. Really about doing 30 miles an hour. It's a very nice village, it's a good pub there. And then we'll put it in RS mode as well, because the good thing at the moment I think is we're just pottering along, we're having a normal conversation, it's not loud, it feels like a very well sorted car, and it looks awesome from the outside, so everyone else around here gets to go, oh look at that cool looking car. I'm behind the words. Very nice. So the seats in here as well, these are quite unique, just for this car, aren't they?
Yeah, they're exclusive to the Trophy. Basically just Alcantara and carbon effect leather, Recaro CS Sportster seats. So yeah, they're just as rare as the car.
Which is unusual. And the thing I was really surprised about, we were saying that the R models of these are the hardcore track focused, know, like 100 kilos lighter than this, even though they cost probably like 40% more for no reason at all. You can buy the R seats and they're cheaper than the seats in here, even though this is like a, you know, a lower spec, but they don't make seats for this anymore.
Exactly.
So it's just unusual. Right, we can push on in a minute. These roads are twisty. I've got a button down here, I'm not sure which mode am I in now. Am I in sport?
In normal at the minute.
Normal.
Press it again. There we go.
There we go. So we're in sport. Yes, it's a bit fiddly. I know other reviewers, and you've said this as well. It's down here, but having driven it for about 20 minutes, I'm sure it becomes quite easy. You sort of reach along with your
Yeah,
thumb.
it becomes second nature once you find your way with the button. I quite like that it's tucked away.
Yeah, no one else can suddenly press it.
Yeah.
So these roads now, yes, they are a bit potholey, so the change of direction may be needed when driving around here to avoid big potholes. But we've got maximum power, 311 brake now, a wonderful 6-speed manual. Ooh, there was a bump there. Renault's huge amounts of skill in making very well handling cars all comes together. It's all of a sudden got really busy, so we'll push on. So, oh, it's the whooshes as you change up.
It's a lot of drama.
Yeah, I don't want any more power than this. Wow, this handles. Brakes are good. Standard brakes or?
Yeah, there's standard Brembos, 4 pots, but they've had braided lines, and I've got .4 racing fluid.
Ah, okay.
So they're a bit punchier, but I actually moved away from track pads. I had some Winmax W5s, which are pretty much the pinnacle of track pads, and just went back to the standard Brembo pads that actually come with the car, just because they're a harder compound than just normal Brembo pads. Have actually been designed specifically for this.
Yeah.
And for road use, they are enough if you're kind of sensible, without having all the squealing and, you know,
Oh, there's
everything
nothing
else.
worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, that it kind of, I've had Ferodos on here before as well, and it kind of just got to the point where I was just driving around town and it was just squeaking and squealing
Oh,
everywhere.
that sounds like a proper race car.
Yeah, to people who know, yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, when it's mainly used for road use, it's not ideal. So
It's lovely behind the wheel. I love this steering wheel. Is this? I guess it's standard. Isn't
it is. Yes,
Alcantara.
it is standard Alcantara. I've actually had that retrimmed by Royal steering wheels though.
Yeah.
So they put a bit of a chunkier trim on it than factory, which is quite nice.
It's lovely though. Absolutely perfect driving position. You can heel and toe quite nicely. I'm rubbish at doing that anyway. So one thing with a new car that you have is it does it for you, and you look like a bit of a hero. So I can sort of do it and do it badly, but there's a few pops and bangs. Yeah, that moves. That really does. And I see what you mean. It's very direct.
It's quite pointy.
I love this. This is bloody brilliant. That does just
When the diff kicks in.
grip, yeah, you can just feel it
Locks you
twisting
in.
slightly, and then
Yeah.
I can feel it slip, and then from
Yep.
power down, and
It just does eat up corners quite nicely.
I mean, this is nowhere near the limit of it, but these are lovely bits of road that you can, like you said, really lean on it. Oh, I love this steering. It's very awe-inspiring. That power delivery is
See what I mean? When you're actually driving, You don't feel any lag.
No.
It's just always got your back.
Jeez, that is very, very impressive. Gear change is lovely, brakes are good, steering is fluid brilliant as well. It's not your perfect back road car, isn't it? Right, what a brilliant Sunday it has been. Thanks, Dean, for allowing me to drive your rather beautiful car.
Very well.
Make sure you go and follow on Instagram. You've got some epic looking photos on there. I'm very jealous how good you are at taking photos. So
Thanks, mate.
go and follow Dean on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It says RS_Raven.
So go and follow him. Also, make sure you click on the subscribe button and notification bell. Any questions, etc., put in the comments down below. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give me a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome. And remember to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.